Hey Rockstars, what's going on? SE Rocks here with you once again, your host for 3D Dudes, Drinks, and Discussion. Joining me as always, or as most of the time, or sometimes, or 63.7% of the time, Xander, Zan the Plant Man. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I just washed my hands real good. I'm ready to go, and I got a beverage right here if we want to jump into that right away.
Yeah, what do you have, buddy?
I happen to have a Zevia zero-calorie soda, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners, Mountain Zevia flavor.
Nice.
Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
There it is. You opened that like backwards.
Did I? Oh, I'm
yeah. Sorry. You enjoy that Mountain Zevia flavor, Xander?
Oh, it's quite delicious. It's quite
delicious?
Non-artificially flavored and not artificially sweetened. I can't talk this morning. Artificially,
yeah. I have
Words.
A Zevia zero-calorie soda, cream soda, natural flavored. Yeah, I can't read. Naturally flavored, zero sugar, caffeine-free. Yeah, we should point out that it's kind of early for us to be doing a podcast. It's almost 10:30 on March 25th of 2020. What a fucking crazy time we're in, huh, Xander?
Oh, it's nuts. What was it, 3-4 weeks ago, I was just minding my business, and they were like, oh crap, Rona's here, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then like everything shut down in a matter of like 3 days. It's
become a world of clusterfuckery for sure. Like nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what to do. It's definitely something that is unprecedented. It's never happened before in my lifetime, in a lot of people's lifetimes. Like the world has not like come to a screeching halt like this. For those of you that listen, and I'm sure you know what's going on, we're talking about COVID-19, the coronavirus. Yeah, it's basically like stopped the world dead in its tracks. Like you said, 3 weeks ago we were planning our trip to Wisconsin for the Midwest Gaming Classic, and we were getting super excited for that. And then on what day did my last day of work was March 13th, I believe.
Oh wow!
So yeah, they canceled it Thursday. There was talk of possibly canceling Friday to figure out what was going on, and then we canceled Friday, and then that Sunday we got the order to shut down until April 6th, which that changed to April 13th as of, I believe, 3 days ago. So yeah, like right then, a lot of people's lives changed. I don't want to say that day, but a lot of things have changed for, I know, like school employees, which I am. And staying on the school topic, like seniors don't know, what they're doing. Like this is their senior year. This is supposed to be, what they're excited about, what they've worked fucking 12 years for, and they have no idea what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Regular students, we don't know if we have to make up this time at the end of the year. We don't know if we're gonna go back. There's schools that have canceled for the rest of the year. It's just a crazy time, man.
Yeah, my one of my coworkers, she was supposed to graduate senior year of college this year and stuff. And originally, yeah, same how you did, they were just suspending it for a couple weeks at a time. They were just going to switch to online classes and like keep doing the classes, but like moving them to online only so that there's no face-to-face interaction.
Right.
And I believe just a couple days ago, graduation completely just got canceled altogether. So now she doesn't know if, like, are you going to have to go back to school in the fall to make up those last, like, 3, 4, 5 weeks of school, and then you get to graduate? Are they just going to say, like, here's your diploma, you don't get a graduation ceremony? And, like, it's stressing her out because it's, like, 4 years of college, however long. Actually, I think she's probably been in college longer than 4 years now. But, like, to work this hard for it.
Yeah.
And to, like, okay, now there's not even a graduation ceremony. Like, I don't know if it's the online classes just aren't working very good, so they're just going to stop doing that, or if they're still doing the online classes, and then they're just not going to get a ceremony for graduation. Like, everything's up in the air right now for that, and it's
for everything.
Stressing her out. Yeah.
Yeah, like, sure. Everything's up in the air. It's I know our school is, I don't know, I don't want to say they're refusing to go to online classes, but they were against going to online classes, and then I'm not sure if it was the Michigan Department of Education that said any online classes will not count towards your like instructional time, your face-to-face instructional time. So like Michigan Department of Education really fucked schools, because that basically says anything you're going to do online that would normally be taught face-to-face isn't going to count. So,
which is like, what's even the point?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where a lot of the administration for schools stands. They have to work something out to where this is taken care of. Going back to last year, we were off for a week due to the cold weather. There was if it wasn't a full week, it was 4 days. And there really wasn't that much of a stink about, how the work was going to be made up or what was going to happen. But as soon as this hit and, they called off a week of school, shit hit the fan. I didn't understand what the difference was initially because nobody had known what was going to happen, how fast it was going to spread, how long things were going to be shut down, if things were going to be shut down. I mean, nobody knew that, the world was going to come to a halt. But it was just weird how everybody was like, well, what are we going to do with this week? Are we going to... It was just... Comparing it to last year, in my mind, I didn't really understand how people were freaking out about it. And still, we're only going to be missing 2 weeks. Because this felt like at a bad time for us because it was... this week right now would have been our spring break. So we're going to miss 2 full weeks of school, but not 3 because of the spring break. But, support staff doesn't get paid for the spring break, which I guess we should have financed better for, the week that we knew we weren't going to be paid. But still, we don't make, good wage. We make okay wages. We don't make what I feel that we're worth. We don't make enough to put away for the time that we don't get paid. We don't get paid during summer breaks. We don't get paid during Christmas breaks. Basically, anytime the students aren't in session, we don't get paid. So,
are they still gonna plan to? Are they is there a plan in place to pay you after spring break is over, but the schools are still gonna be closed, or is it just
as of now anything that's state mandated for us to be closed? Supposedly we're going to be paid for. So the week before spring break, any time that wouldn't have been spring break, we will be paid for. Okay. Is my understanding. I don't know how far out that'll go. Like you said, everything's up in the air. Nobody knows what is going on. I just want to go through some numbers real quick. As of 10 o'clock today, March 25th, 2020, worldwide there are 438,717 known cases. There have been 19,658 deaths. 111,923 have recovered. In the U.S., as of, like I said, 10 o'clock today, there were 55,081 cases, 785 deaths, with 379 recovered. Currently infected worldwide, there are 307,136, 96% of which are mild condition, 4% of which are serious to severe, I guess. Severe, I don't know. I can't read my own writing sometimes. So yeah, the numbers are crazy. And initially you heard a lot of people saying, and I may have been I was one of the people who was okay, remember, a month and a half ago where everybody was sick? Our school shut down for a week at that point because of the sickness that was going around, which everybody thought was the flu. So my initial thought was, okay, maybe that was corona. Maybe everybody had corona already, and we've already passed it. And that was just my idiocy of not looking into things and just thinking, well, yeah, whatever, everybody's had it. It came sooner than they were saying. But then everybody was like, well, it's just the flu. It's no worse than the flu. Look at the numbers that the flu kills. And yeah, but look at the numbers that the flu kills in so the first known case was December 31st in China. So we've went roughly 3 months, right? It's been about 3 months since the first case.
Yep, so give or take around,
Yeah. So 19,658 deaths in 3 months is a significant number. I don't have the number of flu deaths by month, but that's a lot of fucking people passing away from this. So it's not the flu. People saying it's just the flu, it's not. It's more than the flu.
I will say I was definitely in that boat too. I was thinking back. I was like, I was really sick. I've never missed a day of work, and I called in for 2 days of work. And I was like, it'd be really convenient if I already had it and I didn't realize it. But at the same time,
right,
I would have been spreading it at that point. And
right, yeah, exactly.
So it's it probably was just a flu at that point. But I wasn't at the time when I got. I went to the doctors. They didn't have any flu testing kits available. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't actually test me for the flu. They were just like, yeah, it's probably the flu.
Nice.
So it was probably the flu. It probably wasn't the coronavirus, but I have no way to know for sure because it's passed now, and I wasn't tested at the time. So
Yeah,
It was
nobody
probably
knew.
just the flu, but yeah, I have no clue for sure to know exactly that. Yeah, it was just the flu, or maybe it was corona at the time, and
Yeah, like
maybe
Lil
I'm just
Dre was.
immune, and that'd be cool. And
It wouldn't be cool if you were a carrier, but
no,
yeah,
definitely not.
Lil Dre was out of school for a full week, and that's like he usually sucks it up. He might miss a day here or there, but he was out for a full week. And looking back on the symptoms he had, I'm like, maybe it was coronavirus, but can't be tested. There were no tests at that time to know. So who knows? Who knows what it was? It's not the flu. It's its own strain of virus that is deadly. And I get where people are coming from when they're saying, well, suicide kills this many people or heart disease kills this many. I totally understand that, and I feel that. Like, yes, we should be focusing more day to day on suicide and mental health and heart disease and cancer, all these things. We should be focusing more on day to day, every day, all year long. But like right now, we have to focus on what is at hand. Like this is something that, as I said before, is unprecedented. We don't know what this is. We do know what it is, but we've never experienced this, so we don't know how to react.
And we don't know when flavored vaping products are going back on the market.
Jesus Christ, yeah. I was just gonna kind of give the orange face fuckwad okay, here's the thing. And I'm not anti-Trump because he is a Republican. I don't care. I like the Republican candidate who is running Weld. I know he's a libertarian, but he's running under the Republic, and I think he dropped out. But so it's not. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I am an idealist. I don't care what side you fall on. If I feel that it's going to help mankind or it's going to help me and my family, I'm going to vote for it. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. But that being said, I was just going to say, if President Trump could keep his fucking mouth shut for 2 seconds,
yes,
I would be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, nobody knows what to do right now. Nobody knows what to do. This is new. If he would just shut the fuck up and let the people who know what is going on talk, I would give him the benefit of the doubt. But from the beginning of all of this, that dumb motherfucker has said the most ignorant shit. And the fact that people still stand by him and back him up, he said it was a fucking hoax that the Democrats were using to try to bring him down in the new election. How?
No, that's not how that works. No.
I don't understand, and the people still fucking back him over that. And it's I'm not anti-Republican or anything. I'm anti-fucking idiocy, and he is the fucking epitome of what a fucking moron is. And I have a few things that he has said along the way that I will touch on. You just had to throw that in, so it kind of got me off track. Cause
sorry.
We were gonna get there, but I just wanted to touch on a couple dates that I had. December 31st was the first report or the first confirmed case, which was in China. January 11th was the first confirmed death, and on January 20th was the first confirmed case in the U.S. and other countries. So, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. That whole Trump mini rant kind of
set you off.
Well, my next stuff was going to be on what he had said, but and I know we have listeners out there, or a listener probably that is a Trump supporter, and if you're listening to this podcast, you are an amazing person. Like you help people out, you do more than your share, and that's great. I just don't. I wish we had a Trump supporter who was willing to talk and not just like hit all the talking points, because I would like to know what their stance is. Like, why are they still backing him?
I've definitely seen in the past 2 Facebook posts from friends where they have tried to do exactly what you're saying, where like they'll say like, if you are a Trump supporter, like leave a comment in my comment section on Facebook as to like why, and try to like enlighten me as to why he's such a great person, blah blah blah, because I know this and that and such else, and
right,
like trying to enlighten, as opposed to just saying like, he's my president, he's riding the Trump train, like let's go, and like this stupid, like where it's like, give me like legit reasons, like why is he such a great president, and like can you give a good reason, like
give a good reason as to why the things he's saying are okay. Like
That too, yeah.
everybody has their own opinion. If you support Donald Trump, that's great. I don't hate you for supporting Donald Trump. I do have an issue with the fact that he doesn't care about most people. It's just I don't know. Like, okay,
I don't like.
Go ahead, bud.
No, I was gonna say, like, with when he's in like press conferences and stuff, and like people are asking like legit questions, like, what is the state of such and such with the coronavirus? Like, what are we doing? Like, they're trying to, because we're all scared too, and like we want to know like what's the status of everything. And like, every time he gets asked those questions, he just shuts them down and says, "That's a stupid question. Give me another question." Like,
fake
completely
news.
just ignoring, like coronavirus isn't happening. Like, it's just conspiracy, blah blah blah, this and that. Like,
I got some of the
it's
stuff
happening.
he said.
Yeah,
like you said, he's shutting down the media and telling them to shut up or whatever, and that's not presidential. Like, if you don't like the media, that's fine. They're there for a reason, though. Let them ask their questions. If you don't have an answer, move on. You don't have to berate them in front of everybody. But that's what his supporters love. They love the fact that he's out there, he's saying what he means and how he feels. And yeah, but when I do that, I'm an asshole. So why isn't he an asshole for doing that? Like, what is the difference? I don't understand. But getting into some of the stuff he said, like the most recent thing that really irritated me is when he said he's a wartime president. Like no, dude, you're fucking not. This isn't a war. Yes, it is something that we haven't experienced. It's something crazy. This isn't a war. This isn't something you asked for to you didn't send your troops into another country or whatever to. You didn't make the decision for this to happen. So no, you're not a wartime president. I'm sorry. It's fucking stupid to say that. And that's his thing, is he has to be the center of attention. He has to be the best. He has the best words, and it's so true, so true. But okay, so the beginning of this, like I said, he called it a hoax that the Democrats were using to bring down his 2020 election, which obviously it's not a hoax, and he has really fucking backpedaled on that statement. January 22nd, he said we have it totally under control. How did that work out?
Yeah.
February 2nd, we pretty much shut it down, and it's going to be fine. So,
pretty much.
Yeah, shut it right down, he did. February 24th, very much under control. So, in a month, he went from we got it totally under control to it's pretty much shut down to, again, very much under control. Then on February 26th, he said like two of the fucking just stupidest things. He said there's 15 cases within a couple days, is going to be down to close to zero. This was on February 26th.
Yeah, how's that working out for him?
Yeah, it was magic. Oh, and here, we're going to this doesn't even make sense. We're going very substantially down, not up. That was in the same press conference as the one that he said the 15 cases were going to go to zero. He can't talk. Like, don't.
I think he's got his directions backwards or something.
Yeah, right.
We're going substantially up right now, not down.
Yeah, he's something else. And then the day after that, February 27th, one day it's going to be a miracle and it will disappear. And that's the same press conference he said that warmer weather will make it go away.
I would like it to just up and go away, but that's not going to happen.
Everybody would, but that's not how it works. Like, that's not how things work, man. And like the doctor that he has on his staff, you can tell, like, he puts his head in his hands during press conferences because he just can't believe the shit that this guy is regurgitating out to the American public.
I will say, not to pat on the whole hoax thing, but I have been seeing a lot on, conveniently around the time everything started shutting down, I've started seeing a lot of articles and YouTube videos on how there's an asteroid kind of heading towards us, and NASA's going to send a rocket towards this meteor so it doesn't hit us, and it's going to, so I'm like, oh man, maybe this corona thing's like we're hiding that a missile or a meteor is going to come at us, and like, ugh.
Oh, I don't disagree that we're hiding something, dude. Always, and I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking with you too, because I was like, oh, Rox likes conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
and like,
and from the beginning,
yeah,
from the beginning, I've said there's something that they're hiding, or they're trying to get, like this bill that they're passing, that they passed. There's gonna be shit in there that fucks the American public. I mean, they're gonna push it through, and that's why they came to an agreement. I'll guarantee it. There's stuff in there that is gonna benefit them, that is gonna fuck us, but. yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt if there's an asteroid or something coming, or if we're bombing another country and it's just, nobody's focusing. It's the case of the magician. Check out this hand. Don't pay attention to this one. That's what the government does. But yeah, conspiracy theory for sure are like leaps and bounds inside this COVID-19 thing. I didn't hear the asteroid thing though, but I definitely think there's
popped
more
up
going
as
on.
a YouTube video, and it was like how NASA is going to blow up an asteroid or something.
Well,
like,
I did see something about like
I didn't watch it, but yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, interesting.
right. I seen
think
that
I put it
like
in my watch later. But...
yeah, save for later and then never watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I do that a lot. But I did see that I was like a week and a half ago, maybe a week ago, that like locusts were taking over India or something. And like there was a picture of just like millions of locusts and this guy standing in this field. It looked like something out of a fucking movie.
Oh God.
And like you don't hear anything about it. I should look into it more to see like what's out there, because I just seen that headline and I just scrolled past because I'm a piece of shit, I guess. I don't know. Like I should have cared more that this guy was being consumed by locusts, but it's there's definitely more than meets the eye. Transformers reference. When it comes to what's going on here. I could go into conspiracy theories, but I don't really want to here because I was gonna state some facts, get out my opinion on how fucked up the government is, and then just go into like what our day-to-day life is. So I won't do conspiracy theories. We're definitely gonna have to do a conspiracy theory one, not just on this, but on everything. How has your life changed? Like, I know you guys are still open, but
yep, the store itself is still open. We've reduced our hours by like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We close a little bit earlier,
which is fucking stupid to me. Like,
for some reason,
we're
opening a half hour earlier, which doesn't make sense. Like we usually open at 6:30, but now we're gonna open at 6 instead of 6:30, but we're closing at 8 instead of 10. And then on the days that we would normally already close at 8, we're just closing at 7. So the hours have reduced a little bit. Other than that, for the most part, it's still kind of the same old stuff. We're disinfecting everything. If 2 cashiers are assigned to the same register, like one works it in the morning and one works it in the evening, as soon as the morning person's done, we disinfect the register. We spray it down, wipe down everything before the next cashier comes in. And then at the end of the night when we close, we disinfect everything again. We spray down the bathrooms. We spray down every single cash register.
I mean, basically stuff you should probably be doing anyway. Like, that's what I find funny. Like, you need to wash your hands and you need to disinfect. Like, yeah, you should be doing that stuff anyway to keep people safe. I don't know. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
We are allowed to take off, I think it's a minimum of 2 weeks. And it's either up to 3 or up to 4. We have an allotted amount of sick pay that actually I think they just introduced that to us in the last couple of months, where the more hours we work, we earn sick pay. To where if we get sick, we can still get paid for that shift.
Right.
We have to get a doctor's note to prove that we were sick so that they can pay us for the time. But they did just change that, so for this, we don't need a doctor's note.
Nice.
But we have to take at least the 2 weeks off. And once we've used up our sick pay, we're just not getting paid. Right. So if you only have about a week's worth of sick pay, you get paid for that first week, and then the second week you have to take off still, and you're just not getting paid for it.
Right.
Which does kind of suck. It's still nice that we get the option of some sick pay, but it's like, I would rather save it. Like a lot of other cashiers and stuff are just taking it off as like an I don't want to be there,
right?
Or as a precaution to I don't want to get it and then bring it home to my family. I'd rather stay safe and stay at home. And so we're like becoming short-staffed, and I'm being called in more. I think last week I was given 3 days off, and I got called in to work on 2 out of 3 of those days off. So I got some overtime last week, so that was fun.
Right.
But it's like just kind of, I feel like now that the government has shut us down completely, the store has died down. But like this past weekend, it was nuts. Like Saturday was a madhouse. Everyone was like freaking out because we're gonna get shut down. We gotta buy everything, even though the store's still gonna be open. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the store was just a nightmare. Like everyone was in the store for some reason.
I think it's like it's the uncertainty of not knowing what's gonna be shut down and how it's gonna be shut down, and the fact that people are home now. They're like, well, fuck, man, I can do some home improvements, or I can do stuff around the yard. So, and Menards has all that shit. So,
Well, that's kind of the thing with it too. Is it's like everyone was. I think a lot of people were thinking we were going to close down because we're not technically a grocery store. So like we're not like a Meijer, Walmart, Kroger
Right.
where they sell groceries, but we're considered home improvement. To with like we have water heaters for people that need water. We have lumber. We have paint stuff for people to do home improvement products and stuff.
Right.
Yesterday, the first day of the quarantine, the store was so dead.
Really.
And it was kind of nice in a way because like we've been so busy, so it was kind of nice to have a little bit of a more relaxed day. I just pretty much went and I did returns. I think for 6 hours of my 8-hour shift yesterday was just putting returns back on the shelf.
Nice.
Because like we've had so many people returning stuff, and like we're staying open for an extra hour after close, trying to clean everything, put everything away, because it's just been a madhouse. But like it's finally gotten to a point where now that we're on lockdown, like I'm hoping it's gonna quiet down and
Right.
people have to stay indoors. And
Speaking of
Not go
Menards,
shopping.
fuck you guys for price gouging, man. What the fuck was up with that?
I was not working those days. I don't know.
Right,
anything
yeah.
about that.
I saw
Well,
that
it
and
was,
I had to
it was
laugh.
actually kind of convenient though. Like so, that week that everything started to hit the fan, I was off of work those 2 days.
Mhm.
And in that 2-day period is when like the NBA player got tested for it, was tested positive. So the NBA shut down, the NHL shut down, baseball was postponed. Like everything happened in the 2 days that I was off
Right.
of work. And I found out, okay, we're limiting people on, you can only buy so many rolls of paper towel, toilet paper, water, this and that, because there's only so much.
Mhm.
And like I come in and they're like, all right, if we still have it in stock, the limit on this is this, this is this. And I'm like, well, by this point, toilet paper's gone.
Yeah, right.
And we got, a couple days ago, we got like 5 or 6 pallets of toilet paper. Like the big, like we had 8 packs and we had 16 packs. 2 hours, 5 pallets of toilet paper gone.
That's insane, man. It's crazy.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I guess it's because it's a product of China, and they were scared that...
China?
Yeah, China. It's the China virus. Fucking idiot.
Well,
But-
like, and I feel like, sorry to cut
No,
you off
go
again,
ahead.
but like, I feel like soap and like Kleenex and like water, that stuff makes sense. Like, you know,
Right.
buy that stuff up because like you need water, you need soap to wash your hands, you need
Mhm.
hand sanitizer. But like toilet paper, like that one, I just
Yeah.
got to keep your butt clean, I guess.
Right.
Don't want
Yeah.
the coronavirus to enter through your butthole or something. I don't know.
It was nice of the stores to be like proactive and, well, I don't know, it was more reactive, I guess, because it initially all sold out, but like making limits on how much you're gonna buy, which is, it was a little late, but it was nice to see them step in and say, okay, you're not gonna buy all the fucking toilet paper or hand sanitizer.
Right.
There was that one guy I had seen who had bought like $17,000, I believe, in hand sanitizer and was trying to fucking black market it off to make money, and like he got lit up. So then he ended up donating it, I guess, which is cool. But like, don't be a douchebag and buy $17,000 of hand sanitizer when fucking people need it.
Right. People were selling. I think I saw. People were selling toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
You could buy 4 squares at a time
It's fucking stupid.
from
dude.
people on eBay. Like this dude was like, "I'll sell you 4 squares for like $1 or like $5 or whatever." And like, I think I read somewhere too, a kid in school was selling pumps of hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And he made like $11 off of other kids.
Yeah.
And then they like suspended him. It's like people will do anything for money. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's a proven fact for sure. I think I mentioned before the March 13th was my last day of work, and that like a couple, like you said, there was like a 2-day span right there where like everything just got shut down. All sports got shut down, which was fucking insane. Like I remember it was that Thursday, and I remember seeing that baseball had shut down, and like I was just like fucking wow. Like I think that's when it hit me, because like I love baseball, and I was just like, dude, the fucking baseball season just shut down. Like this shit's fucking real. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, I was off work and I was like, my hometown hockey team down the road, they were playing a game in Canada, and it was just like, right across the river, and I was like, well, I'm off work, hey, let's go to Canada and watch a hockey game. I don't know, like,
Right.
And that afternoon, like that game had just got canceled, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna go to Canada. I'll just watch the live stream online for like $5, whatever. And that game got canceled. There were supposed to be 2 home games that following Friday and Saturday. The whole league just went on shutdown, and Was it yesterday, 2 days ago, the playoffs just got canceled too. So they were just going to cancel regular season and then just, we'll come back to the playoffs later.
Yeah.
But now, playoffs are done. NHL, I think they're still trying to hold out hope for it. And, we'll just have playoffs in, September. It's fine.
Yeah, I think they're going to hold out as long as they can, but ultimately I think it's going to
Because the NHL likes
over.
to make money, and basketball likes to make
Oh,
money.
yeah.
Like, baseball, they just start the season later once this is all
Yeah,
done. But,
it'll be a
hockey
shortened
and basketball
season.
being the end of the season, do we just call it now? Do we try to come back to it? Is there even a point?
Right. Yeah, it's
the Olympics got canceled.
Yeah, that's fucking insane, dude. The fucking Olympics postponed. They got postponed, not canceled. They were getting pushed back a year or something.
I could say it was a year. Yeah, 1 year. And that was yesterday. I think.
Yesterday.
Because you said that, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was. It might have been 2 days ago. I don't know, but I know it was crazy. But I want to touch on the basketball thing real quick. There was that one scumbag basketball player who was joking at a press conference that he was coughing or sniffling or something. He's like, yeah, I got corona. And then before he left, he went and he touched all the fucking microphones and stuff. And then the day after, he tested positive for corona. It's like, dude, you are such a douchebag. I can't remember what team he played for or even what his name was, but it's not fucking funny. You got people walking around fake coughing on people. Come on, man. Be fucking respectful. Because what if you do have it and you're fucking joke coughing on somebody or something? People need to use common sense and quit being morons.
Right. And to go similar to the basketball thing, not to drop back into politics again, but Rand Paul.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think he was the only senator to vote against the Corona aid package.
And tested positive?
And he tested positive for it. But then, so he decided, yeah, sure, I'll take the test. But while he was waiting for his results, he was still going to work. He was still doing the
swimming in the Senate pool.
He went to the Senate swimming pool. He was working out in the Senate gym. And it's if you think you have it, if you're being tested for it, Rox's favorite word, social distancing.
Fucking hate it, dude. So over it.
If you're being tested, whether you think you actually do have it or not,
quarantine yourself.
Don't continue to touch everything. And
yeah.
And another thing,
I never liked that guy anyways, just for the record. Now I really, really don't like him.
I feel and to drop into retail again, we're just kind of hopping around points here. Families bringing their kids to the grocery store still?
Right.
That kind of drives me nuts too. When you got parents and kids already don't want to behave. Kids like to run around and touch things and.
Well, being a parent, I can go in on that and say a lot of these parents might not have daycare, they might not have childcare, they might not have the funds to take care of these kids, so they might have to bring them. I see where you're coming from, but
well, because it's as a kid, you're gonna be touching everything. And
yeah.
Say this little kid contracts it, and little kid's gonna start coughing, and then he's not gonna know.
Yeah, and he's gonna give it to his fucking grandma, and then his grandma's gonna die. That's been my biggest worry this whole time, was that somehow my grandma's gonna get it, and if she passes, she's really the only family I have that I'm close with, and if and when I lose her, it's gonna be fucking it's gonna be hard, and I don't want this. She's been through so much, I don't want this stupid fucking thing to be the end of it all.
Yeah, it's definitely for going out to the store and stuff. I feel if you have to go out to the grocery store and stuff right now to try your best to get one person to go,
right?
To get everything, so that you're not bringing the entire family, who may or may not touch everything.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
And it does make sense with the daycares. Sometimes you might have to take your kids.
Yeah.
And in that case, make sure the kids aren't touching things. And,
yeah.
Because they don't know any better. They don't know what corona is.
Exactly, and they shouldn't have to know. It's crazy. They're gonna grow up, and this is gonna be what they're gonna remember. The world just shut down. Yeah, so it's hard sometimes for single parents to be able to find daycare or whatever. I'm speaking from experience. I'm lucky enough to have a child who's responsible enough. He's old enough. He can take care of himself for an hour or whatever if I have to run to the store. So, but not every parent is that lucky. So, I see where you're coming from, working in retail, having to deal with the crazy kids and stuff. But I also see where the parents are coming from.
Right, it's hard enough to deal with parents yelling at their kids all the time anyway.
Right.
But it's like now it makes me want to yell at the kids too to like
Right.
stop touching things. But like nope.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes that's what a kid needs, but we're not allowed to do that. But so yeah, about sports, wrestling. Wrestling is in a crazy fucking time right now too, huh?
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Right.
Like, hey, let's bring back Jeff Hardy and bring back who else just came back? It was they had the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. There was the Undertaker thing.
Yeah.
In AEW, we've got Matt Hardy and we've got Brody Lee, and there's nobody there.
Nobody. It's
like you'd think for stuff like that, those are like astronomical sized pops for these guys.
Yeah, especially like the Jeff Hardy thing.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Hardy happened before Matt Hardy and Brody Lee, and I was just like, why? I get he's probably not like your top level star anymore, but he would have gotten such a huge fucking pop.
And it's just like to pan to the crowd, there's nobody there, and it's just,
and
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, for those of you who out there that listen that don't watch wrestling, like wrestling is still going on, but in empty arenas with no crowd, which is crazy because wrestling is driven by the crowd. Like you feed off the crowd as a performer, and as a fan, a crowd can make or break a show too. Like if a crowd is super hot into a match that might normally be mediocre, like it'll put it up there to where you enjoy watching it. And Jeff Hardy coming out to nothing was just, I was like, why wouldn't you hold that off? And I'm sure they had the reasons. That's their job, they know what they're doing, but I would have tried to push it off, man. In like Matt Hardy's debut in AEW, like fuck, man, that would have been so huge.
Right, like I know AEW they just pushed back that Blood and Guts match thing. I don't know if they're pushing it back 1 week or if they're gonna wait until they can have crowds again.
I think Tony Khan said it's on like an indefinite hiatus until they know for sure what's going on.
Right, that makes sense. I feel like it's nice that wrestling is still on TV and stuff because like it gives us something to watch, because like without basketball, without hockey, without baseball, without the XFL, without football and everything, like there's nothing on TV.
Yeah, for sure.
And like at least we still have wrestling to watch, but at the same time, like it, for the safety of the wrestlers, like they could get the time off to like they could probably show some reruns or something on TV. Like that's what the Red Wings just started showing reruns of old hockey games where they won. Like last night the Red Wings just won the second game of the season or something.
Yeah, like that's a good idea, is to like play reruns, or like AEW's new, like they could go back and I'm sure they have footage to where they could put together something. With that being said though, like definitely you want your wrestlers to be safe, and I have a huge issue with how some indie promotions were going about this initially. Like, and I get that it was new, nobody knew what to do, but when you're an indie wrestler, you're traveling all over. Most indie wrestlers are traveling all over. You're coming in contact with people who have traveled all over, and like a lot of indie promotions were really against shutting down, and I get that that's where your money's coming from, but it was a safety first thing. Not only are you putting your wrestlers in harm's way, you're putting your fans in harm's way by gathering them. And I know there were a couple promotions who only shut down because the governor said, okay, you guys, we're locking down, you can't run anything over 50 people, and now it's 10 people or whatever. They were still going to run, and I think that's in irresponsible call. There
was that social distancing match at that one indie show.
I quit using that term. I fucking hate that. It is so overused, and it's new. And
or like it was a wrestling match, but they weren't touching each other or something. It was,
like
I don't know. It was weird. I watched a blimp of it. I watched a piece of that match, and I was like, "This is weird. Like it's entertaining, and like they're killing the business."
No, and that I was just gonna say, if it's entertaining, then cool. But like, my issue right now is with people just not closing their fucking shows down. Like it's not worth it. It's not worth your guys getting sick or your fans getting sick. And I've seen a lot of it, not just in Michigan, but all over, like places where not shutting down. And like I get some of them, their argument was, well, the fans and people still need to be entertained, and I totally agree with that. I see where they're coming from. It just wasn't the time to like, take that stand when we didn't know what was going on or what could happen from this COVID-19.
Right, and WrestleMania, like the fact that they're still having
Hey!
WrestleMania. Hello,
Yeah, I had to yell at my dog.
my dog. Yeah,
Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
but like, I mean, like it's. I guess it's good that they're splitting WrestleMania to 2 days instead of one.
Definitely.
Because like watching 9 hours of wrestling without a crowd is gonna drain the living shit out of you. But like the fact that it's still going and it didn't get postponed, and like I've been looking forward to a year. I'm a sucker for like stage designs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been waiting to see this stupid WrestleMania pirate
Right.
ship for like a fucking. As soon as they announced that logo, I was like, we're gonna get a pirate ship as the set. Like this is gonna be fucking cool.
Yeah, everybody was saying how Kairi Sane was gonna like jump off a pirate ship or something.
That would have been fucking cool.
Right.
And like now it's just gonna be in the Performance Center, which like it's cool that they're still doing it and they're still having the show because they still got to make their money, and this and that. But like, and they're gonna profit off of it because they've got the "I wasn't there" T-shirt.
Yeah, right.
And just like I wish they could have postponed it to like where we could still have. I just want a freaking pirate ship on the set. That's all.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen it postponed too. But to touch on the empty arena aspect of what's going on right now in professional wrestling, I think it's showing the pros and the cons of certain companies, the way they run things, how they have their wrestlers cut promos and stuff. Like when there's no crowd there and you have no reaction, you're forced to make changes on your own. The Edge promo with no crowd was phenomenal. I think if there would have been a crowd there, it would have taken away from that promo. What did you think of the Edge promo? Did you check it out or no?
Did I watch the Edge promo?
Oh man, you got to go watch it if you haven't. It's really good.
I remembered watching the John Cena one, but I don't think I saw the Edge.
The Cena Wyatt one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where like Wyatt popped up out of the empty crowd.
And Cena, I'm not a Cena hater. I'm not taking anything away from Cena, but he's too fake. Everything he says is
fake news.
Fake news. But yeah, I didn't like his promo. But when Bray came in, I loved Bray's take on it. There are certain guys who are excelling at this, no crowd, empty audience. Like Bray Wyatt, pretty much everybody in AEW is showing that, hey, we can cut fucking promos, man. Like we don't need the crowd there. And match wise too, AEW is knocking this out of the park. You can call me an AEW shill or whatever, but from their production to like the fact that they set their hard cam on the right, the correct side of the ring for no crowd. They had it facing the entrance, which made it look like a big time show. Which
I think WWE finally did that.
They stole it this week.
Finally had Raw pointing towards the.
And it looks better. Like when you look at I was going to say Kurt Angle, but Brock Lesnar, when Brock Lesnar came out and Paul Heyman, and you have that big Titantron, Raw in the background, it looks a lot better than it would have if the hard cam was on the side facing an empty fucking arena.
With empty chairs and a couple of lights on some of the seats.
Yeah.
Pointing up in the air.
So
I did like that first AEW show without the crowd, how they did have a couple wrestlers in the audience still. How they had, what was it, Ty Dillinger? Why do I keep saying Ty Dillinger?
Sean Spears?
Sean Spears, thank you. They had what? Sean Spears, Sammy Guevara, and
yeah, they had like heels on one side and faces on the other.
And like when Jericho came out and Sammy Guevara was singing the song,
yeah.
I did laugh at that, like because that's the thing is everyone sings the song when he comes out and there's no crowd, so somebody's got to do it still, and
yeah,
it was entertaining.
Yeah, I like it.
They're dealing with what they have,
They're definitely being creative with, like you said, what they have. The bottom line is they're fans making a or marks, however you want to say it. They're fans / marks making a product for their fans / marks. So they're looking at it as, okay, what would our fans like? And that's what they did. Like, oh, maybe they'll like us in the crowd or whatever. And that's where WWE lacks. Like, they're a business making a product for money. And yes, AEW wants to make money, but I feel like they're more in touch with what their fans would want. And if they're doing something that their fans don't like what was that little stable that had Brandy Rhodes in it? I can't recall the name.
The thing with what was it, Brandy Rhodes
and Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong. They had a name.
Yes, it was the
Nightmare.
Yeah,
was it Nightmare
Collective. I think that's what it was. Yeah, like they listened to their fans. Like fans are like, okay, this isn't working, so they just dissolved it. And like the Dark Order wasn't working, and they started doing these vignettes and little promos to where it caught on, and now the fans are behind it. So
That was the bathroom match at All Out.
yeah, right, for sure.
Oh man, good times.
Yeah, but it's definitely a crazy time for wrestling. Like who would have thought that we would see a WrestleMania with no fans?
That's gonna be an attendance record.
I was just gonna say that, dude. If they don't come out and say we're breaking attendance records, then they're missing a fucking like jab at themselves. I mean,
they have to.
Yeah, you have to do that. And I like the fact that they're dividing it up into 2 days. It gives you a chance to have 2 main events, which I do believe that there are 2. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 main event quality matches. You got Baszler and Flair, right?
Yes.
And Ripley. No, it's Ripley and Flair.
Ripley and Flair.
Yeah,
I haven't looked too closely at the card. I don't follow the product as hard as I used to.
I don't either. I really like Ripley. I think Ripley and Flair could be a main event. It's Baszler and Lynch, which could possibly be a main event, even though I think they're kind of killing off Baszler. But I would like to see Wyatt in the main event. There's talk now that it's going to be more like a movie type match where they're going to produce it like a movie, kind of like they did that was it House of Horrors match, which a lot of people shit on. I liked it for what it was. It could have been a lot better, yeah, but I just feel like Orton's heart wasn't in it. And then I think Orton and Edge should definitely be a main event. I'm not a fan of Orton. You can ask Drea Sour Ass. I fucking hate Orton, everything about him. But you can tell like his mind is into this feud. His promos have been fucking good. The build for this match has been really, really well done. But you know that Lesnar's going to fucking have a main event spot, which is really...
Lesnar's going to have his 5-second match.
Yeah, which is really, really fucking irritating when you have... It's sad, really, because this is a WrestleMania who the card is actually something I'm kind of looking forward to, just because it's not your normal, the same people in the same matches, which I feel they've fell upon the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. Even though The Undertaker's coming back, which I think is fucking stupid. Nobody wants to see Undertaker versus AJ Styles. But
it's a boneyard.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
Whatever that is.
It'll be the PG version of like a casket match. Like they'll have some tombstones and some dirt, but they can't bury anybody because it's PG. So it'll.
Right. I was gonna say, someone said it was gonna be something like a buried alive match, kind of, but like
yeah,
they can't. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the stipulation is, but I think nobody wants to see Undertaker wrestle. AJ Styles is one of the best performers in wrestling today, and he's not going to be able to carry the Undertaker.
Right. I mean, yeah, no.
It's not going to be good, dude. Like I don't.
A couple of years ago, when they were both still able to, when Undertaker was still able to walk fine.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, AJ in his prime, Undertaker in his prime, that would have been a good match.
Oh, even AJ now, like you take AJ now against Taker 5 years ago, it'd be a good match. It's just he can't be carried at this point. His choke slams, like the 2 choke slams he did on AJ, were fucking terrible. Yeah, it's not gonna be a good match. But I am interested to see how it goes off with the live crowd. I think the 2-day, dividing it up into 2 days was a good idea. Nobody wants to watch 9 hours of a regular WrestleMania show with a crowd. That's too much wrestling, dude. And it's
pre-show, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole day of fucking wrestling, and most of it's not good. You'll get maybe 2 matches that are decent. It's not worth sitting around for 9 hours. And
what are they doing as far as like the Hall of Fame ceremony and then like the NXT takeover? Is there not an NXT takeover just because it's part of WrestleMania?
I believe takeover wasn't going to take place anyway. From what I understand, I believe like a couple months ago they had announced that it wasn't going to take place over the weekend. And last I heard, the Hall of Fame is just postponed. I think they're looking for a venue. I'm not positive on that. I don't follow super.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. The only thing I heard was WrestleMania's 2 days now. I was like, I didn't know if there was a takeover. I didn't.
No, there's no takeover in the Hall of Fame, which sucks for like. I'm glad they're not gonna do the Hall of Fame in an empty arena because fucking British Bulldog deserves his fucking due diligence. The props he's gonna get. He deserves his family in the crowd there to be rewarded for what he has done. So I'm glad they're doing that. I hope they postpone it and do like it would. To me, it would be smart to do it like SummerSlam weekend because British Bulldog had one of his most famous matches at a SummerSlam. So
That would be cool.
yeah, so just do Hall of Fame at SummerSlam. I mean, you'll have the crowd there. It'll yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Nobody
We're
knows.
back to that point by now.
We might be shut down for
See.
fucking 4 months, 5 months. Who knows?
I will say too for the Undertaker thing, like I wish he would have retired by now because, like, say hypothetically this is his retirement match. If it's gonna be in front of 0 people,
Yeah.
like that really sucks.
And
Like, if he would have retired at last year's WrestleMania when he freaking hung up his boots and set the hat down, like that should have been.
That was like 5 years ago, but yeah,
that was 5 years ago.
that should have been that was
That
a
should have been
perfect fucking send off, dude. I remember I had chills. I think I had tears in my eyes because it was fucking perfect. Why?
Like he went down back into the set.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, you know, like they've sent him off, like that's it. And then he comes right back, and it's like, no, you can't. Like that's not. Don't do that.
No.
And like now, if it is his last match and it's at an empty arena, like that just kind of sucks.
His ego won't allow it to be his last match.
Oh no.
He'll be at more Super Showdown. Excuse me, Super Showdowns or whatever the hell they are.
Oh yeah. Gotta get that blood money.
Yep, got to get that money.
And then like they're shooting like. They're breaking Undertaker's kayfabe a little bit. What was it? They were talking. They started shooting on his wife.
Yeah. Well,
And, like,
then he's posting stuff
he's
to
on Twitter
Instagram
and-
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he takes selfies on Instagram.
Yeah,
now, and, like,
which I
just
get. I
weird.
get. Like, kayfabe's dead, whatever. But
I mean, like as soon as he started doing that, like that should have been a point too, where like he's not even keeping up his own kayfabe at this point.
Right.
Like he's got an Instagram, he's got a Twitter now, he's tweeting about stuff. Like
yeah,
it's weird. I don't know. I just work here.
yeah, I don't. He should have watched 5 years ago. He should have been done.
Oh yeah.
But is there a particular match? You probably don't know the card. I don't know the card. But is there a particular match that you're looking forward to at WrestleMania? And I was gonna say that a second ago. It is a bummer that I'm not gonna be able to have a WrestleMania watch party. We're not allowed to travel or anything, so that's like the one time a year where we get together and watch wrestling or whatever, and it's not gonna happen this year. So fuck you, COVID-19.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Hold
You're
on.
looking up the card, aren't you?
I'm casually looking at the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a second. We got. No, that's not the card. Where's the card? Drew McIntyre. Oh, that'll be fun.
That could be like I feel bad for Drew too because he was so hot and on fire when he booted fucking Lesnar out of the Rumble, and then he came on the next Raw and he booted fucking Lesnar 3 times. If he wins in front of no crowd, it is a fucking travesty to him, man.
Right, like I want Drew McIntyre to win,
Yes.
but it's one of those where like it's not gonna happen because Brock Lesnar just gets what he wants and he wrestles for 5 minutes and he's just gonna squash Drew and like that's just gonna be it.
I don't think he's gonna squash him. I
hope he doesn't. I hope it's a good.
I mean, I hope Drew wins. I'm 50-50 on it. I almost think that they're going to pull the trigger on him and let him beat Brock. But then again, with no crowd, I think they might hold off.
Right. Like, wait until you can actually get a legit pop.
Yeah,
over it.
yeah.
I feel like I'm really looking forward to Edge and Orton as much as, you don't like Orton and everything. Oh, you know what match I'm looking forward to? Bayley versus Sasha versus Lacey Evans versus Tamina versus Naomi. Yes,
Yeah.
That's the main event right there.
Yeah, speaking of that, Dana Brooke was in there because it was initially a 6-pack challenge. But
was it? Oh, yeah, it was a
yeah,
six.
she had to self-quarantine. So did Rey Mysterio. He's self-quarantining now, too.
I feel like the build for Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins looks pretty decent.
I think the match would be good, but I don't know what they're doing with it. Like, I don't know what the build was because I don't follow.
Let's see. Becky's good. Undertaker, Cena and Wyatt could be good if Wyatt goes over. 'Cause I feel like Cena doesn't need the win at this point.
No, he doesn't. And if he fucking does go over, it's just a fucking rehash of Cena burying Wyatt, like, what was it, 4, 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah, and like Wyatt's already been shit on with the whole Goldberg thing.
Yeah,
and
fucking dumb.
like Wyatt needs to win, just 'cause, like his momentum is just kind of being killed at this point.
Yeah.
Just Elias versus King Corbin. Oh man, that's a main event.
Yeah, right. That's probably the one I'm least looking forward to.
That'll be like the pre-show.
Yeah.
Aleister Black, Bobby Lashley. Aleister Black.
Oh,
has
Jesus
a really cool
Christ.
entrance. Like,
He's going against Lashley. That's
Yeah.
fucking terrible. They're shitting on him too, man. He's such a talented guy.
yeah.
Aleister Black, not
Roman
Lashley.
Reigns. Ooh.
What is it?
Goldberg, Roman Reigns.
Oh, yay.
Goldberg doesn't get dropped on his head again. Or what was it? No, Goldberg dropped. No.
It was Goldberg
Yeah,
Taker.
Goldberg dropped Undertaker on his head. That's what it was. Yeah. Good times. The old Super Showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a decent card for the most part. It's just gonna be so weird not having
Yeah.
an audience and like Edge's big grand WrestleMania entrance and
Yeah.
nobody there and
Right.
oh, it's just gonna be sad.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. I guess we'll go ahead and. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? I just got a couple more things I want to touch on.
Not to circle all the way back to the beginning, but did we talk about the stimulus package?
No, that's what I was going to hit on here towards the end.
I don't think we actually touched on
No.
that. Let's see. Sit-down restaurants are closed, but you can get delivery. Like I ordered B-Dub's delivery or takeout the other day. I went there and there's nobody in the parking lot. Went inside, all the lights were off, all the chairs were on top of the tables. It was really sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pizza places are offering contactless delivery. That's fun. They'll ding-dong ditch your house and leave a pizza at your front door. That's basically what that's.
What? Explain
like,
that.
If you order pizza for delivery from, I think Papa John's is doing it. I think Pizza Hut's doing it. They do contactless delivery, so they will like leave the pizza at your door, and you don't have to sign a receipt or anything. They'll just leave the pizza. I think they just like ring your doorbell and knock on the door, let you know it's there or whatever.
Why is it called contactless?
Because like usually, I don't know how often you probably don't order pizza.
Nope.
I order pizza from time to time.
Yeah.
Usually, like the interaction is like they will hand you the pizza, they will hand you your receipt, you'll sign the receipt, give it back to them. If you haven't paid yet, you'll tip them
Right.
at the like face-to-face interaction. But now instead of it being a face-to-face interaction, now it's just you don't have to sign the receipt.
But why is it called
at the
contact
door.
list? Because when you said contact list, I was thinking like, okay, the contact list in my phone. Like, do I get to pick somebody and then like?
Oh, sorry, not contact list, like non-contact.
Okay,
Contact
yeah,
list.
that's.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah, I was confused.
I was like, you don't understand? Well, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where it's just like they'll leave the pizza at the door and like they won't come in contact
Right.
with you.
Right. Gotcha.
Like they'll just like kind of, I don't know if they'll just like set the pizza on the ground and just walk away, or
Right.
how they go about doing it, because I haven't done it yet. But like I don't know, it's interesting. They're making do with what they have, I guess, to still be open and everything.
Yeah, I want to touch on two things right here. Props to all these people that still have to work, like you and all these all the people that normally get shit on by like, you know, the higher up people, like, oh, fast food workers are shit, or, you know, oh, retail's so easy, and but like these are the people that are still being required to work. Yeah, the doctors are still there, and your nurses, and you know, your medical staff. Like, yeah, props to them too, but there's other people out there that are on the front lines too, who are coming in contact with people every day who could possibly contract this disease. So I just wanted
My sister's getting hazard pay. It's an extra $2 an hour.
Yeah, Dreas said something about that earlier, that Tractor
Yeah,
Supply
I'm not
is
getting
offering that
yet,
too.
but I'm hoping I get that at some point. That'd be cool. Well,
I think that people that are coming in contact with people should get some kind of extra pay, but
I did actually have a customer yesterday. I was working up at the service counter. People can pay on their credit card bill up there. He like set the money on the counter, on like the edge of the counter, and like backed away.
oh Jesus.
So I could like take his money, put it in the drawer, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be that guy," but and I'm like, "Well, then don't be that guy."
Well, like he still had to
You can
touch
pay
the
your
money.
bill online. Like, yeah, you can pay your bill online and not come into the store.
Right.
And then like I had to give him change back because he gave me more than what his bill was. And he's like, "All right, set it there on the counter and back away from it."
Nice.
All right, dude. Like,
I'd be like, I'm being robbed. I'm being robbed.
right. I'm like, and I get it. Like, he doesn't want to, come into
Yeah.
contact with it on the off chance I have it or whatever.
Right.
But like, just to say like, back away from the counter, like, set the money down.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, that's
like I'm already touching the money. You've already touched
Right.
the money. Like,
yeah.
whether I come in contact with you or not, we're both already touching the money anyway.
Right.
So it's like, but you can pay your bill online.
Yeah, there you go. People can pay your
or
bill
send
online.
it in the mail. Like, they give you an envelope to send it by mail.
Yeah, but a lot of people
instead of
don't
coming
have
into the
fucking checks, or I mean, you're gonna send a check. You're not gonna send cash in a fucking envelope.
Right.
But
I don't have a check. Actually, I was going to order more checks because I ran out, but then I moved out of the apartment that I was paying rent in with a check, so I was like, well, I don't need checks right now for anything.
well,
so.
now you know you need checks on hand.
Yeah, just in
Another thing is like, okay, so these restaurants are only doing carry out. So how about like people and families eat meals in the house, and like
Wow, what a foreign
yeah,
concept.
like you learn to cook or you eat a meal with your family. Um, you order out a lot, so like this isn't you, dude. You need to like start cooking for yourself and
Yeah,
like eating more healthy. Like it's okay once in a while to eat out, but you do it way too often.
yeah.
But it's a good
So
time for you to like just find out what you like. Like I know when you come here, like I not even the fact that I cook vegan food, but like your taste buds are so in tune with like fast food delivery and stuff that like you just totally won't eat whatever we have here
hey, your
because
potato bowl was good.
the flavor like, and I'm not saying like what we make is
Yeah.
delicious, but like you can just tell like because our taste buds are different than your taste buds because we've had to transform what tastes good to us. Because most takeout food is tasteless, but like that's what you find yummy or whatever. So use this time, Xander, to improve your eating habits.
Once I start eating tofu, then
I'm not saying you got to eat
yeah,
tofu
we'll get
either.
there.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do eat a lot of tofu, but
yeah.
like I can cook other
So
things too
yeah,
that taste decent.
yeah. Your potato bowls were good.
Dude, you didn't even hardly eat the potato bowl.
I
You
did.
ain't gotta
I
lie.
did
You ain't
too.
gotta
I
lie.
did. It was good. I like mashed
Okay,
potato.
you're not hurting my feelings if you're not eating stuff. I just like when you come here, like
Right.
I want to offer you to try it, and like if you don't like it, you don't have to. It's not hurting my feelings, but
Right.
I'm just trying to give you that option. But okay, so this stimulus package that
Yeah.
is going to pass because apparently they came to an agreement. I just wrote down a couple numbers. Here again is why I say it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. Our government is out for the rich because the numbers are 250 billion for the people, your individuals, the people like us who are out there. Apparently, there's going to be $1,200 checks for individuals. Um, excuse me, I didn't write down the. Excuse me, whoa, the number for married couples, but you'll
I know. Yeah, there's a bonus for if you have a kid. I
yeah
think it's an extra like 500.
$500 each child, yeah, which is okay. Here's my thing with I'm just going to touch on this. Here's the thing: I don't think every individual needs this money, and there is a cutoff. I think it was like $100,000 or something. I think the people who are most affected, and I understand that to pick and choose who's going to get it and who's not. You're going to piss people off, and it's going to take too much time. But I don't think like every person needs this whole check. Like, and this isn't a shot at you, but you live at home.
Right, well,
You're
that's what I was thinking. I was like, honestly, I don't need
yeah,
it.
you're,
Like,
you're still working.
I'm still working my 9 to 5. I'm
Right,
still
and
getting 40 hours a
and I'm
week,
not
so-
taking a shot at you at all. I'm not taking a shot at anybody who lives at home who, is still working right now. But like, do you need this money? Is
No, I
where.
definitely don't.
So I think that's. I think
I'm still gonna take it if I get it.
exactly.
I don't need it,
Everybody's
yeah.
going to take it. Even the Republicans who were crying that socialism. It was socialism when we wanted to give checks, $1,000 checks to people. It was socialism then, but now it's oh, you don't like the president, you shouldn't accept this check. Like, no, motherfucker, you shouldn't accept it because it's socialism. But anyway, getting off that. I'm just saying, and I'm not taking shots at anybody. I just think there are people out there that need it, and there are people who could do without it, maybe, or even like okay, give those people $500 or whatever, because they are going to use the money in the economy. So I see where that's going to help. Like, you get $500, dude, you're going to go spend it. So, but then okay, so it was 250 billion for people like us. There's going to be a 350 billion dollars in small business loans, which that's 100 billion more than each American's going to get. 250 billion is going to go towards unemployment expansion, which is great because a lot of people are going to be drawing on unemployment right now, which I can't because I'm a school employee, which is shitty. But and then the one that really got me when I read it is 500 billion in loans for larger companies. Okay, large companies are getting 2 times what the individual American is going to get, and that is fucking ridiculous. That's why I say it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. They are out for themselves and their buddies.
Well, yeah, it's all about the businesses and got to boost up the stock market.
And people are going to argue, well, that's loans. They're going to have to pay back. And I understand that. It's small business loans and loans for big companies. And we're getting free money, quote unquote free money. Yeah, but these loans that these businesses are getting, I'll guarantee at some point they're not going to pay them back because at some point they're going to like roll back whatever stipulations or whatever are in place. We know how this shit works.
Oh yeah. There's always going to be a caveat to it. Like, that's what I thought, too. I was like, okay, we're going to get this money, but then, like, come tax time next year, we're going to have to pay it back out of our taxes next year or something.
Yep, yeah.
To where there's got to be a way for us to, like, well, we got this money loaned to us, now we have to pay it back somehow. Like, it's going to get taxed out of us at some point down the road. Or
well, when Bush did it, it was free and clear.
Okay.
And then that's why I say I'm not a Democrat or Republican. Bush did some good things. Bush was a warmonger, yes, but like
was he a wartime president?
He was, yes, he was a wartime president. If it's free and clear, great. But then if you argue that socialism is bad, then you don't realize what the fuck you're talking about, because we're cutting checks for the people out there that need it, but some of these people need it all the time. We need to, as human beings, and I watched a video. I think it was Matt Hardy actually. And it kind of reminded me of a video I had said, I believe it was maybe the first video I posted on YouTube as SE Rocks when I voted. We need to come together as human beings, as the human race, and fucking help each other. And I get you got people, these fucking scumbags who don't work and just milk the system. There are people out there that do that. But there are rich people who are just as big as scumbags who don't pay taxes and who do whatever they can to try to not pay their part. I'm poor. I pay my taxes. I have no issue helping people who need help. When my taxes go out, do I complain that, part of my taxes are going to Joe Schmo who lives down the road that doesn't work but gets a portion of what because, that's the choice he makes. But I know that a majority of that money is going to somebody who needs it, to a family who needs it, to a kid who's probably not going to fucking eat, which is another terrible aspect of this. With school out, some of these kids aren't going to be able to have meals, which I think it's awesome that schools have come together to provide meals for kids and families. Being in a rural area that is very poverty-stricken, very poor, I see kids who come to school who don't eat, who they don't bathe, their hygiene is bad, and it's not choices that they make. It's just sad, man. And knowing that there are people out there who look down on these people instead of helping pick them up. I believe that if we all came together and helped each other out, and it'll never happen. It's never going to happen. In a perfect world, I just think even people I don't like, man. I have, and I'm not gonna say hate because I think I only really hate like 3 people. I'm not gonna name drop. I would help an enemy. Like if I don't know, a car breaks down in front of my house and I see it and it's like somebody I don't fucking like, I'm gonna go say, hey, you need some help.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to be that good Samaritan that set a good example. And,
it's
do the right thing.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or not. Yeah.
Exactly. It's humanity, man. You help out fellow man, and I feel like that's lost on a lot of people. And this stimulus. I'm sorry, I'm off my soapbox now.
You're fine.
The stimulus bill is going to help a lot of people, but it looks like it's going to help the businesses more, which is sad.
Well, and I think it was Bernie that said it. That obviously it's a one-time payment of the $1,200.
Yep.
That's gonna help you for maybe
2 weeks,
3, 4 weeks tops.
Yep.
And I think he was pushing for $2,000 every month.
Yeah.
And not just $1,200 one time.
And if you no, go ahead.
Especially for you now, you don't have a job right now, basically.
Right.
You're gonna get the $12,000.
I wish it was fucking $12,000.
You're gonna get the $1,200, and you're gonna put it towards the essentials and the stuff that you need for your house, because that's your only income right now.
Yep.
And then after that's gone,
nothing.
That's you're back to square one of, well, I don't have a job, I'm not getting an income right
now.
And
that's where they're fucking up, man. They're not looking at. They are looking. They just
yep, $1,000. Everyone's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
This is great. This is fantastic.
Exactly.
I make all the big decisions.
And this is where we gotta come together as a nation and give $2,000 to every family. That's my terrible Bernie impression. But I don't know, man. $2,000 a month is a lot for every person. It would. I could because I don't make nearly that when I'm working. So to add that to what I make, and I'm not saying I deserve it either. Not nobody should be handed money. Like you need to work for it. Like I'm not some crazy fucking socialist like commie or whatever the fuck they call. But in a time like this, they need that stability because people are stressing. Like it's not just COVID-19. Like people are stressing right now. People are going to get sick from stress. It's going to be a vicious circle, man. It's not going to end well on any aspect.
Definitely not. And like especially with the spread of it too, like even though like in Michigan we just shut down, like telling people stay indoors, don't go outside, you know, gatherings of 10 people. Like Florida, as far as I know, Florida's still open. The Florida beaches are still packed. Like people just don't like they don't care. Like they're like, oh, I'm not gonna get coronavirus. I'll be fine.
Well, and that goes to the governors too, because you brought up Florida. I seen the Texas governors refusing to do a lockdown, which is that is up to them. But if you don't have your constituents' health in your vision of what's going on,
right?
And that's how does Florida not like Florida has the biggest concentration of old people, like
that's everyone retires and goes to Florida.
So how do you not put some kind of controls in place? That is insane to me.
And that's probably why WrestleMania didn't get postponed, because like with the Midwest Gaming Classic, like they couldn't shut it down without the state like approving it.
Contractual obligations, yeah.
Or like that's probably why WrestleMania hasn't been canceled completely or postponed, because Florida's still open, so like
Yeah, I know they were. It was said that they were going back and forth on that, and that's Midwest Gaming Classic was too. I know that he had posted like, "Hey guys, I need you guys to message the governor, tag the governor, saying like this needs to be shut," because they were gonna like it was gonna be over. There was gonna be no more Midwest Gaming Classic like ever, because they were gonna lose so much money if it wasn't shut down by the governor. Which thank whoever's there that he came through and did shut it down, which sucks for us because we would be leaving next week to go enjoy ourselves for a week. But I'm just glad that Dan and his partner are gonna hopefully be able to recover and put it on again next year. And they did a really cool thing where their tickets are not going to have expiration dates. So if you bought a ticket for this year's show, and obviously you can't go, it's good for next year, it's good for the year after that. As long as Midwest Gaming Classic's going on, that ticket, which I think every like concerts, like I personally have bought like 3 concert tickets over the last probably 3 years where I wasn't able to go. And so I'm just out that money. So I was out like $120 to go see Tech Nine because I bought 2 tickets last year and I didn't go. It would be amazing if the music industry would get on board and be like, oh, well, cool, you can just come see the next show. I think you would get more people buying tickets to shows if they knew like if something comes up, they were covered for the next time the musician comes through or.
Did you buy tickets for the Midwest?
No, I didn't. I usually wait until like the week before, which is bad because they count on who's buying tickets early to see who they can bring in to make sure they're gonna.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but no, I didn't.
See how big of a draw is this going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
How big can we make it out of it?
Yep. Which I will say, just really quick, that last year's show was by far going to be better as far as guests. Like they had Ernie Hudson last year, Eric Bischoff, $1 Million Man. Like they had a pretty stacked card list last year, and this year they had the guys from Nostalgia Critic. I'm not sure what that company's called, but it's a YouTube channel. They had that whole crew coming in. They had Pat the NES Punk coming in, and then it was a whole bunch of like video game guys. There was the Mortal Kombat guy who created Mortal Kombat. And a whole bunch of other things, but there was no like huge celebrities gonna be there. But we're not going now, so it doesn't matter. We are stuck in our house. Yeah, exactly. I will start planning for next year. So any closing statements, anything you want to say to our fans, anything we didn't touch on that you might want to say as we go?
Let's see. Wash your hands.
Jesus Christ, dude. Social distancing.
Social distancing. Give me a 6-foot bubble if you're gonna walk next to me. Wash your hands. Wipe your butt. What was it? What was the thing he said? Shut your ass.
Jericho. That's what Jericho said. Yeah, shut your ass.
It's serious. Don't just shrug it off and say like, oh, it's nothing big. Oh, I can bring up that point. So that thing I was telling you about before we started podcasting.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, you've been waiting for that. So I was like, it has nothing to do with it, but like I was kind of comparing it to like the swine flu,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's just the way we handled it at the time, but I like when swine flu was going around, like I wasn't worried about it,
Right.
because it was like, okay, it's under control, it's handled or whatever, and like swine flu got shut down. Whereas like that's how when coronavirus started spreading around in October, November in China, I was in the same mindset of like it's gonna be just like swine flu where there's nothing to worry about, we're gonna get it taken care of, everything's gonna be fine, and then all of a sudden Wednesday, Thursday, and like everything shut down.
Yeah.
Like it got serious, and like now I'm still going to work, but like every like 20 minutes or whatever, I'm like, I need another pump of hand sanitizer
Right.
real quick just in case.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch your face. And
Yeah, there was the swine flu. There was
I was trying to think of the other
H1N1.
ones, 'cause, yeah.
The bird flu, was that H1N1? There's been a few, and I've seen like you have to pick sides where they're saying, well, this many people died under Obama because of whatever it was, the H1N1 or whatever one you just said. It's how it's handled too, like you said.
Yeah.
Back then, it was handled much better because you had somebody up there who was confident, who was speaking in complete sentences, who was listening to the people, his administration, that were telling him, this is what we need to do. I don't have numbers, so I'm just talking out my ass right now. So you guys can say shut your ass if you want to. It's definitely on who is leading the situation, because I do not feel confident in anything, because everything that comes out of our administration right now is lies and unsubstantiated claims of that it's going to be cured and that we have a vaccine, and it's definitely how it was handled. So yeah, man, that's
where I was mentally at. Yeah, it was like it's not gonna like, because I know like swine flu and corona are like totally different things.
Oh no, you can totally relate them. Yeah, like I was expecting something really stupid, dude. No,
No,
that was a good point. No, you totally.
We're like, swine flu, I felt like we handled it. Like, I didn't worry about it at all.
Yeah.
Like, nothing shut down. It was just kind of like, all right, swine flu is contained. We got it under control. It's fine. But, like, corona has gotten to a point where it's like we've ignored it for too long.
Right.
And now that it's everywhere, now everything has to shut down, and people don't want to believe it, and people don't want to take the precautions and
yeah, because
wash their hands.
It's a hoax. I mean,
I saw people. There was like videos of like this dude. He was wearing one of the face masks, and like he was on like a subway train or something. And he was like, he coughed into his hand, and he was just rubbing his hand all over like the bar that you hold on to.
Yeah, fucking people.
And I'm
man.
like, people like that are not taking it seriously, and like they don't realize that they have a good immune system. So what do they care?
Yeah, exactly.
If their grandpa or grandma or their parents pick it up or something,
Yep.
like. The severity of like, because they're more at risk to die if you have a weak immune system. Like,
Yep.
One of my coworkers has like a 4-year-old brother who's got like some heart problems, or I forget what it is. He's got some lung something,
Mm-hmm.
where like he doesn't want to bring it home to his 4-year-old brother because his 4-year-old brother's at a higher risk than he is.
Right.
And like, it's not just thinking about yourself as like, I'll be fine. It's thinking about everybody else.
Exactly.
And like,
it's
common sense.
Yeah, it's really hard for some people to think about other people, which is sad. It's okay to be selfish, guys, but you have to think of other people as well. There are times,
especially in times of this, where like
exactly,
it's, like it's a death situation.
Yeah.
Like, it may be funny to you, you may not take it serious, but like it's serious for some people. Like,
exactly.
Hospitals are overwhelmed.
Yes. Props to all the people out there that have to deal with this on the front lines. Most definitely. I know the hospitals are becoming overwhelmed. There aren't enough test kits for, like, at this point, if you want to get tested, you should be able to get tested. There's no reason why 3 months in we couldn't have had some kind of test, even at home. Like, why can't we go on, like, corona.gov and like get a test sent to us so we can just test ourselves at home? The handling of the situation just has not been kosher.
We need a better healthcare system, Bernie 2020. What?
Yeah, feel the burn, and that's what it comes down to too, man. Is our healthcare system is shit, and this is showing the gaps and the holes of our healthcare system, which most people knew anyways, but they turn a blind eye to. But yeah, that being said, we'll wrap this up. Stay healthy, guys.
Wash your
As
hands.
Zanzan keeps saying, wash your hands.
Stay crispy.
It's a, don't I don't know if that's the right time to say stay crispy. Just use common sense. Be a good human being, please. Be smart. Remember that there are people out there right now struggling. So when you go on social media and you blast them for being crying little whiny bitches, which I had a family member call me out on Facebook. To you, Tim, fuck off. I don't.
Damn it, Tim.
I don't like seriously. I've never been close with a lot of my family, and that side of the family can just fucking suck my balls. He's a piece of shit. He made a bunch of claims. Like, people don't know me. Like, there's a handful of people that know me, know what I've been through, know what I deal with. Yeah, I go on social media and I complain once in a while. I post a lot of jokes too, and if you don't know me, you don't know what's a joke and what's even if you do know me, half the time you don't know what's a joke and what's real. So I just want to get that out there. That don't be a piece of shit human. Be a good person right now. People need compliments. People need encouragement. Use this time off to do something that you've been putting off not doing. I pulled out my charcoals and I'm doing a abstract charcoal piece I started yesterday, which it looks like
Cool.
it looks like shit, but I'm
I mean, it's something.
exactly.
Something
I
do,
pulled my
yeah.
stuff out. I'm like, I'm gonna try to do something that I haven't done in a while. Use this time to benefit yourself, to benefit your family, and to become a better person. Read a book. Send a text message to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Check up on them. Check up on your family for sure. Your loved ones, make sure they're okay. They don't need anything. It's crazy times. We need to look out for one another. I'm SE Rox, joined 63.25% of the time by Zanzan the Plant Man.
It's a solid percentage point.
Yeah, I had to round up.
Round up,
Yeah,
on a good day.
yeah, right. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Stay healthy.
Stay crispy clean.
Crispy clean. Stay crispy clean and keep rocking, guys.